Just Buggin'. Hey guys, G-Man with Just Buggin'. I'm gonna deal with some brakes today. You know, we've got the all-wheel disc job going on. Went to the rears, you already had them on the front, and beforehand I had told them, hey, we need to get a master for your car before we ran across the rear brakes. And so we ordered a standard one. Well, then when I run across the rear brakes to convert the rear to disc, I find out that you can no longer use the standard brake master for the Super Beetle, which turns out to be a 19mm bore. You have to upgrade to the 20.6mm bore. And it looks about the same, but you won't have enough to actuate all 4 discs if you don't have this in it. So, I've just completed a disc conversion on the 72, which is just front brake, which the 19mm is sufficient for just a 2-wheel brake conversion, a disc brake conversion, and you still have the rear drums. Now, from what I understand, there's a possibility I might need to install a proportional valve, which I have one. And it must have been a line lock. It's not a line lock, it's a proportion valve, so it's to increase or decrease. That valve may be needed on mine in case the rear brakes start locking up on the 72, not mine, Allie's. This one, since the disc brake conversion doesn't come with the park brake option, I'm gonna have to get the owner to purchase a line lock, and then I will put that in there, because this one's a decrease, increase valve, proportional, you know, and what he needs on that is we're going to make a hydraulic park brake, which I know some people say that's not a good idea, but it is what it is. He can leave it in gear and then put that on, you know, apply the brake, push down on the valve, the button that I'll install on the center of the car, and his brake will stay down. Then when he gets in there, just puts his foot on it, pull it up, and boom, the brake will release itself. So it's just another safety feature, which some people may not think is safe, because you lose hydraulic pressure in your brakes, or your rear brakes under these circumstances, and you're gonna lose your park brake. Well, we have no choice. There's no park brake option on that particular kit, so, and we got a deal on it. So now I'm gonna take the one he purchased, and he's just gonna give me the difference, because it's about $15, $17 more for the larger bore master. So today I'm gonna get this one into the 72, and I was going to do this one today, but I don't want to put the rear wheels on right now, and I don't want to raise the front and have it on all 4s. Of course, I'm not sitting on concrete. So I'm going to do this today. Any day, the spacer should come in for the rear, and then I can put the tires on it, and I'll raise it up and put that on it. Kyle's putting the rims on because we just bled the all-wheel disc brakes we put on. As you can see, I got the correct spacers now, because apparently what it was is the rims are hitting the calipers, so that's what that was all about. We bled everything, so the brakes are working great as far as we can tell from sitting here. I don't know if I've mentioned before, I put the new lights on, rewired them. I've labeled to make sure if there's anything I have hooked up wrong. I don't think so. I did it by the schematic. So, and then I see the headlights, the circuitry for the headlights weren't being used. This side wasn't hooked up, but the other side has a red wire. This is its positive and this is its negative for the headlights. And look at it, it's pinched in the freaking upper strut bearing. I mean, it's really put in here sloppy, so I presume that it's going to one of these toggle switches, and I don't know if they interrupted the original circuitry or not. Maybe they just disconnected it and wired it in. It's what I presume, so I'll get back to that. But today we're gonna get the front back down on the ground. We're gonna raise the back up, take tires off, get ready to put those spacers on, and we're gonna go ahead and slap the motor in here. Oh yeah, and you see I replaced this brake reservoir. His cap was all split and getting brittle, the container, so that's taken care of. So we're gonna get this cranked up to pull it around back, because the next job is going to be to strip out the headliner and get that up in here. Thinking that I was gonna have to deal with this brake pedal spring, but apparently it's fine. It comes back just fine now, so I got lucky there. I thought that was going to be my first experience of pulling that pedal assembly out of there, and I hear it's a real bugger, especially the clutch cable spring, from what I hear. A little technique you got to do. And I'm going to get back to putting the line lock in, because that proportional valve is not what's needed to do that. And I may just make a whole line, or I'll flare this if there's not enough left here. Might just be easier to put a whole line in here, but I'll determine that later before I put the carpet down. So, all right guys, we're on the 74 Super Beetle, the Orange Crush is what I call it, and install the new rear main seal and install a brand new clutch and throw out bearing. So the seal up there, and just the same size. It is great. Best way to put it in correctly. You only make that mistake once, and believe me, I've done it. That's what made me buy the tool. Nice. All right, there's a rear main seal. Alright, I wanted to make sure, but yes, it says until you turn it in until it bottoms out, but I wanted to confirm that, and I saved my instructions in there, so it bottomed out. If I would have went too far, then I'd have ruined the seal, trying to get it back out. Alright. A little better. So I know people use oil, whatever. She's a very light film. Alright guys, as you can see, we got the motor up in the 74. I'm sure you all seen enough of the motors going up in the cars here. So everything looks great. You know, when you get this Chinese exhaust, sometimes they're not exactly right and you got to tweak them and everything. Well, look, this pipe is centered. This one's a little off to the left, but yes, it is what it is, I guess. I'll look at that later, see if there's anything I can do, but I doubt very seriously. It's not the apron. And I'm gonna have to see what's in the tank and everything, so I'm not gonna start it today. I just wanted to get it up in there, and then I'll take my time getting the tank emptied and everything, and get some fresh fuel in it and crank it up. I gotta hook all the wires up. So Kyle is grinding a little bit on the holes on the spacers. They actually rubbed the studs a little bit, so I'm going to elongate it a little bit further to the edge. That's what I had to do to the front to make them work, but they'll be fine. We'll have the tires on it, and I'll get back to putting everything back on it tomorrow. Cranked it up the other day, got it around back. I've still got to troubleshoot the ignition issue. I've got a switch to replace in there. Usually that's the problem, but there's toggle switches and all kinds of stuff in there, so the wiring's going to be a little bit of work. Oh, got the motor back up in here. These panels, they've pulled themselves back and they're stiff and they crack, and that's not like what I used on my car, and I don't like that. So I might pull the sides out and put a different piece of backing in there, insulation. I don't like that, but there. Runs good. So we're gonna get ready to, you know, I'll fix that too, but we're gonna get ready to pull the headliner out and then the glass out. That's my next project on this. Put a new headliner in with the sunroof in it, and then I can get to the carpet. But I think, as you can see, I have this hooked up. I'm gonna change the ignition switch first before I get into all that and see if that's the problem. But there's a lot of, you know, garbage in the wiring system. You see the 3 toggle switches. I don't know if you can see it from here, but so I don't even know what those are for. And, you know, I wanna get everything working the way it's supposed to, the lights to turn on with the light switch and blinkers and so forth. So I got a lot of electrical work to do to this, and I'll probably try to get all that done before we get into putting the headliner in. You know, of course the glass has to come out. All right, well, that's where we're at with the 1974 Super Beetle, the Orange Crush.
The VDUB Factory. The VDUB Factory is a family-oriented shop that offers VW parts for a more affordable price with excellent customer service. Come down to the VDUB Factory in Ocala, Florida. Hey guys, it's Dalton. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, leave a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe, and have a just buggin' of a day.